Cats often radiate an effortless aura of independence, a quiet self-sufficiency that makes us believe nothing can ruffle their elegant feathers. But beneath that calm, sophisticated exterior beats the heart of a deeply sensitive creature, one who quietly absorbs every little thing we do. As we enjoy the quieter, more reflective seasons of our lives, we deeply cherish the peaceful companionship our cats provide. Yet it is easy to forget just how attuned these beautiful animals are to our daily actions. Today we are exploring 9 everyday habits that might be unintentionally breaking your cat's heart even if you love them dearly. Let us journey together to truly understand the silent emotional language of our feline friends. It is remarkably easy to slip into the habit of walking through your front door after a long afternoon of running errands or visiting family and stepping right past your cat without a proper acknowledgement. When you do this, you may unintentionally deliver a powerfully heartbreaking message to your feline friend. You are telling them that they do not matter. Cats, much like dogs, and even young children, form profound attachment bonds with their primary caregivers. Fascinating research from Oregon State University has shown that cats feel significantly more secure and emotionally stable when their humans take a moment to greet them, engage with them, or simply speak to them the moment they arrive home. Those first few seconds after you turn the key and walk through the door are absolute emotional gold to your cat. Taking just 2 seconds to offer a gentle stroke, softly say their name, or crouch down to their level tells them, "I was gone, but I did not forget you." These tiny, everyday gestures build an enormous foundation of emotional stability. Ignore them too often, and they can begin to experience subtle, quiet forms of insecurity or a feeling of abandonment. But when you greet them warmly, your cat feels like they truly belong in the center of your world. Moving seamlessly from how we greet them, we must also look at how we play with them, specifically the habit of disregarding their deep-rooted hunting instincts. Even the laziest, fluffiest house cat napping in a sunbeam carries the primal instincts of a tiny tiger. For them, hunting is not just simple entertainment. It is their psychological fuel. When cats stalk and chase something, their brains light up with purpose, focus, and excitement. This is exactly why the popular laser pointer can be such a double-edged sword in our homes. Sure, watching them frantically chase that little red dot across the living room rug is fun for us, but it creates a deep psychological problem for them. The cat never actually gets the satisfaction of catching anything solid. For a natural predator, that constant lack of closure can quickly become frustrating and deeply stressful. If you do use a laser pointer to help them burn off some energy, you must always end the session by directing that red dot onto a physical plush toy, a kicker toy, or even a high-value treat. Let your cat pounce, bite, shake, and conquer something real. This small completion of the hunting cycle matters more than you know. It leaves them feeling fulfilled, confident, and deeply satisfied with their environment. And just as they have specific needs for play, they have highly specific boundaries when it comes to physical touch. Ignoring your cat's preferred petting zones is a habit that can quickly transform a moment of affection into a moment of intense discomfort. Every single cat has a completely unique petting map. Some adore gentle cheek scratches, long chin strokes, or a light rhythmic petting along their upper back. Others might melt for soft ear rubs. However, areas like the exposed belly, the paws, the base of the tail, and the lower back are strictly off limits for many felines. Touching these highly sensitive zones can instantly trigger anxiety, defensive body language, or a sudden, surprising swat of the paw. This happens not because they dislike you, but because those physical areas are incredibly vulnerable. What many loving owners fail to realize is that a cat's physical preferences can and often do change as they grow older. A kitten who once loved having their belly rubbed might grow into a mature senior cat with sensitive joints who strongly dislikes it. To maintain a bond of absolute trust, always stick to the universal safe zones like the ears, cheeks, and chin. Respecting their physical boundaries communicates to your cat that their personal comfort matters deeply to you, turning every gentle stroke into a profound moment of emotional bonding. This deep need for physical boundaries naturally extends to their need for environmental boundaries. Failing to respect your cat's personal space is a subtle way to damage their sense of security. Cats are inherently territorial creatures who deeply love having dedicated safe spaces where they can retreat, decompress, and quietly observe the household. Whether it is the top of a bedroom wardrobe, a cozy cardboard box in the study, a favorite tucked-away corner, or simply the shadowed space under the guest bed, these locations are entirely sacred to them. When we disturb them while they are in a deep sleep, pick them up when they are clearly settled, or allow visiting grandchildren to follow them into their hiding spots, we unintentionally violate their fundamental sense of safety. A cat's chosen safe space is where they go to reset their emotional state. It helps them regulate stress, process fear, and recover from the overstimulation of a busy day. The golden rule of feline affection is remarkably simple. If your cat retreats, you must let them. If they are sleeping peacefully, leave them be. Respect their chosen territory, and they will respect and trust you all the more for it. When those boundaries are crossed, or when frustration builds in the home, it can lead to another deeply damaging habit, punishing or scolding. It is crucial to understand that cats simply do not comprehend punishment in the way that human beings do. They lack the cognitive ability to link your sudden yelling, clapping, or anger to something they did minutes or even seconds earlier. What they do understand with terrifying clarity is that the gentle person they rely on for food, warmth, and love has suddenly become a scary, unpredictable giant. Shouting, spraying them with water bottles, startling them, or ever using physical discipline damages their trust in you instantly and profoundly. It inevitably creates fear-based behaviors, chronic anxiety, and can even trigger defensive aggression. Instead of relying on archaic punishments, the secret lies in gentle redirection. If they are scratching your favorite antique couch, gently guide them to an appealing scratching post right next to it. If they are jumping on the kitchen counters, try to understand why. Is it curiosity, a lingering smell of food, or a desire for a higher vantage point? By rewarding the natural behaviors you want and gently redirecting the ones you do not, you build a relationship based on clear communication rather than fear and conflict. And while we are learning to better guide their behavior, we must also learn to listen to them. Ignoring their attempts at communication is a surefire way to make a cat feel isolated in their own home. Our cats may not speak English, but they absolutely communicate with us every single day. The gentle meowing, the sweet chirping from the window, the act of bringing you a favorite toy, the way they rub against your shins, and the slow, deliberate blinking of their eyes. These are all complex emotional messages. Fascinating behavioral research shows that adult cats actually meow primarily to communicate with their human companions, not with other cats. It is a special language they developed entirely for you. When your cat meows at you from across the room, they are saying, "Please notice me. I need something. I missed you today." Ignoring these deliberate signals can make them feel deeply rejected or unseen. Responding to them, whether with a kind word, a gentle gesture, or a loving look, reinforces your unique bond and makes your cat feel emotionally validated and understood. Just as we must listen to their individual voices, we must also respect their social limits. Forcing socialization on an introverted cat is a habit that can cause lasting emotional distress. Cats absolutely need to feel that they are in control of their social interactions. Forcing your cat to be held when guests arrive, making them interact with a neighbor's visiting pet, or passing them around the living room when they clearly want to escape, can create intense fear and long-term social anxiety. Cats evaluate new situations primarily through scent and subtle non-verbal cues. Rushing this delicate process completely overwhelms their sensory input. Groundbreaking studies have shown that cats form secure emotional attachments to their humans, relying on us to be their safe harbor. Respecting their natural pace of socialization is the best way to strengthen that attachment. Let your cat approach your guests on their own timeline. Let them decide if and when they wish to be petted. Giving them this social freedom builds their confidence and deepens their trust in you like nothing else. This need for predictability in their social lives brings us to another commonly overlooked aspect of feline emotional health, the chaos of inconsistent routines. Cats are the ultimate creatures of habit. They possess an incredibly precise internal clock, and they thrive in an environment where they know exactly what to expect and when to expect it. When their daily routine is highly unpredictable, when feeding times vary wildly from day to day, when the litter box is cleaned sporadically, or when the household waking and sleeping hours constantly shift, it can place a cat in a state of chronic low-grade anxiety. They spend their days waiting and worrying, unable to fully relax because they do not know when their basic needs will be met. Establishing a gentle, consistent daily rhythm provides a profound sense of security for your cat. Serving meals at roughly the same time, maintaining a predictable morning ritual, and having a set time for evening play allows your cat's nervous system to completely relax. When they know they can rely on the rhythm of your home, they can finally let their guard down and simply enjoy being your companion. Finally, we come to a habit that stems entirely from a human misinterpretation of body language: prolonged direct eye contact. In human culture, making strong direct eye contact is a sign of respect, attention, and deep affection. We look deeply into the eyes of the people we love. However, in the feline world, a prolonged, unblinking stare means the exact opposite. To a cat, a fixed stare is an aggressive challenge, a sign of dominance, or a precursor to a physical attack. When we lovingly stare at our cats, trying to convey our affection, we might actually be making them feel incredibly threatened and anxious. They might look away, flatten their ears, or nervously leave the room, and we are left wondering what we did wrong. The key to visually communicating love to your cat is the slow blink. When you catch your cat's eye, soften your gaze, slowly close. Your eyes completely keep them closed for a brief second, and then slowly open them again. This is the feline equivalent of a warm smile. It tells them that you are completely relaxed in their presence and that you pose no threat. When they return that slow blink, it is one of the highest compliments a cat can give, a silent declaration of absolute trust. Learning to navigate the quiet, subtle world of feline emotions is a lifelong journey, but it is one that deeply enriches our own lives. By simply adjusting how we greet them, how we respect their boundaries, and how we communicate with them, we can build a relationship of unparalleled warmth and trust. And if you are wondering how to gently correct those pesky bad behaviors without ever resorting to yelling or punishment, I have created a full detailed video showing you the exact peaceful methods that cats actually respond to. You can click on the screen right now to continue this journey with me into the amazing, complex world of cats. Before you go, I have a special question for you. Even though we've spent our time today exploring the mysterious minds of our beloved cats, so many of us have hearts large enough to have shared our homes with both felines and canines over our lifetimes. Down in the comments below, I would be absolutely thrilled if you shared the name of your dog with me, whether they are sitting by your feet right now or living warmly in your cherished memories. I truly love reading the stories of all the beautiful animals that have graced your lives.